Firstly, could you tell us who you are in a nice loud voice?
Yep, my name's Bob Chase. I'm a member of VMR Mornington Volunteer Marine Rescue.
Could you spell your name, please?
Robertchase.
Okay, could you tell me what happened this afternoon, please, Rob?
Yeah, we received a call on our emergency phone from the water police stating that a vessel was in trouble 3 kilometres off of Frankston Pier. We got the message that 2 people were on board the boat, that one was in the water and one was possibly trapped in the upturned vessel inside the hull. We immediately set off our pages and were on scene within a few minutes of our pages going off. We were the first rescue vessel on scene. And there we found a couple of boats milling around. They'd managed to get a line onto the upturned vessel, but we could still hear banging and tapping as one guy was still trapped up inside the hull. We put one of our guys in the water and then I followed. He was far way up inside the hull and we unfortunately weren't able to get him out of the hull, but we radioed through and they sent a police diver out. The police diver arrived from the helicopter. And he was able to get in there. It was, I believe, an extremely difficult extrication. We stood by with myself in the water. It took about 15 minutes to get the gentleman out from inside the upturned boat. He appears to be uninjured at this point in time, but he is extremely cold. We've transferred him to the ambulance and they've taken him to Frankston Emergency Department.
Can you describe the space that they had to work in?
Yeah, it's less than a 5.5 metre, but about a 5.4 half cab fiberglass boat. So the space itself that this gentleman was trapped in would probably have been less than his body length. When we got there, the vessel was nose in the air, upside down, and the motors and the stern of the vessel were underwater. So he had a very, very small airspace in there in which to breathe. He was obviously very panicked and very distressed and was continually hammering on the hull and shouting.
How long was he trapped inside the hull, do you know?
We were thinking that he was probably in the hull at least 45 minutes until the diver managed to get him out. We were certainly on scene within 20 to 25 minutes of the call going out, but it was probably 45 minutes by the time the diver managed to get him out.
And what were some of the difficulties involved in that, in the extrication of the man?
There was a lot of fish and tackle and a lot of ropes on board the vessel, and he also had what we call clears. So he had some part of the boat was enclosed. There was a lot of gear, coats, life jackets, cushions and various things that were also stuffed up inside the half cab. So when I initially went down and had a look to see if we could get him out, it was just impossible to get to him. There was too much stuff in the way and he was too far way up the front of the boat.
Was it dark or was it black or could you see?
Obviously there's a fair bit of light around the vessel, but once you get up inside the half cab area, it appeared to be very dark from what I saw. Thankfully the police diver, of course, with his air tank was able to get him out.
Is there any indication of what caused the accident in the first place?
The patient on board was he was very, very cold, and so he wasn't really able to give us any indication at this time. I've heard it's possible that they got a rope caught around their prop, which may have disabled the vessel. But as to how it turned over, I think that's something they're going to have to determine once everyone warms up. So,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right.